The door behind him unlocked itself at 2:17 a.m. The motel room clock glowed red on the dresser, the seconds blinking without sound. Something stood on the other side, breathing in time with him. The knob turned slowly, metal whispering against metal. Though his hands were flat against the wall and nowhere near it, cold air slid across the carpet and touched his ankles. The room smelled faintly of damp wood and old detergent, the kind that never quite left cheap rooms. The light above the bed flickered once, then steadied, as if deciding whether to stay. He stood barefoot, heart pushing against his ribs, watching the gap widen as the door opened inward by itself. Earlier that night, at 11:48 p.m., the same door had refused to move. He had tried the lock twice, then once more, listening to the dull, final click. The handle would not turn. He remembered testing it with his shoulder, feeling the dead resistance of a wall pretending to be a door. At the time, it felt like safety. The room had been quiet then, except for the hum of the old air conditioner and the faint buzz of the bathroom light. Now, the hum was gone. The air conditioner had stopped without sound, leaving the room unnaturally still. The carpet near the doorway darkened as if damp, though nothing had spilled. The darkness beyond the door did not match the hallway it should have opened into. There was no exit sign glow, no patterned runner carpet, no smell of stale smoke, only a depth of black that seemed to swallow the frame. He noticed the first wrong detail when the door reached a hand's width open. The shadow on the floor moved before the door did. It stretched forward, thin and shaking, touching his toes with a cold that felt almost wet. His phone lay face down on the bed behind him. The screen lit up on its own, vibrating once, then going still, as if something had tested it and lost interest. The motel room felt smaller. The walls pressed inward with a faint creak, wood contracting in the night air. The smoke detector above the door began to tick softly. Not an alarm, just a patient sound, like a clock counting down. His breath fogged, though the room was not cold enough for it. Each inhale tasted faintly of rust. Hours earlier, at exactly 9:02 p.m., he had noticed the door for the first time. It had seemed ordinary then, painted beige like the walls, its peepholes scratched and clouded. He had locked it out of habit, checked the deadbolt, and placed his bag against it. The lamp on the nightstand had cast a normal, warm circle of light. Nothing had moved on its own. Nothing had waited. Now, the bag slid away from the door without being touched, dragged softly across the carpet fibers. The zipper teeth clicked together one by one, sealing themselves. The bathroom door behind him creaked open a few inches, releasing the sour smell of standing water. The mirror inside reflected the room wrong, showing the door wider than it was. The gap in the doorway widened enough for a shape to suggest itself. Not a body, not a face, just a change in the darkness, like a stain spreading through fabric. The air pulsed. The clock on the dresser skipped from 2:17 to 2:19 without passing the minute between. His ears rang as if from pressure, and his knees trembled, though he did not move. He remembered checking the lock again at 12:31 a.m., unable to sleep. The handle was solid then, unmoving. He had leaned his forehead against the wood, feeling its warmth, reassured by its silence. The hallway beyond had been normal, visible through the peephole. Carpet, light, emptiness. He had stepped back, turned off the lamp, and let the dark settle. Now, the peephole showed nothing at all, just black, endless and close, as if pressed from the other side. The door stopped opening. It waited, balanced between closed and open, vibrating slightly. The ticking from the smoke detector matched his pulse. The room smelled stronger now, like old rain trapped in walls. At 2:23 a.m., the door eased back on its hinges and closed itself. The lock turned with a soft, final sound. The air conditioner restarted. The clock resumed counting seconds. Warmth returned to the room, slow and uneven. In the morning, The door opened easily. It showed a normal hallway. Nothing was damp. Nothing smelled wrong. But on the inside of the door, near the handle, there were 4 faint, dark streaks, angled downward as if something had rested there and slowly slid away.